Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back from another banger video, guys. As you see by the title, the iPhone 16 has came out, guys. It's been like a few days, and we're gonna review them in today's video, comparing them with the 15 series, and if you should buy them or not. Alright, so as you see, we've got 16 Pro Max, we've got the 16 Pro, 16 Plus, and the normal 16. New layout, new colors, and all that. First of all, we're gonna check out the iPhone 16 and go up from there. So first of all, we got the Apple iPhone 16. It's the same size with a 6.1-inch display, 48 megapixel camera, 8 gigabytes of RAM. That is really good because it was 6 on the 15, so they upped it to 8 gigs of RAM and 3,561 milliamp hours of battery. So that is also really good for the Apple iPhone 16. So yeah, that's a really good feature they've added there. Display, it's still 60 hertz display. They haven't changed it to 90. Hopefully they do it onto the 17, because it's not going to be really good for Apple, because Androids are going more than 120 hertz, and it's going to be bad for Apple. So they should add more hertz in the next year of iPhone, but we'll see on that. 1000 nits, really good display, really good quality, and yeah, pretty much really good information here from the Apple iPhone 16. New camera layout, we got the notch, like still with the iPhone 16 normal, so that is something really good. Also, it's 170 grams. It's pretty, like, it has lots of colors. So if you want an iPhone that is colorful and has lots of nice available colors, get the iPhone 16. All right, let's compare it to the 15. Both same pixels of screen, pretty much. Yeah, exactly the same screen, same brightness, same everything. So the screen, you're gonna get exactly the same. Maybe a less notch here on the iPhone 16, but probably the same on the screen and display. You're getting exactly the same thing. Um, so that's for the resolution in pixels. 48 megapixel camera on both. Uh, Maybe just better camera in the 16, but not that by much. So you're not gonna see that much of a difference from camera and display. They both use 48 megapixel camera. The RAM is 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it uses the A18. This one uses 16 Bionic. So Apple A18 is really good chipset, really good RAM. So this is what the 15 Pros use, so 17 Pro, but this is Apple A18, so a new chipset, and has 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's going to be really fast, really good, and it's just going to be a quick, responsive phone. Battery wise, we've got 3,561 milliamp hours of battery, so they've added like 200 more, so the battery will be better on the Apple iPhone 16. So that is a really good thing in that side of your perspective. So battery and responsive does have it on the 16. So you're gonna have better battery and better, faster chipset. It's not gonna heat as much and all that. But camera, display, pretty much the same thing, especially on that display. So if you have the 15 now, I do not recommend you to buy the iPhone 16. Your 15 just, it's still good. It has 6 gigabytes of RAM, good battery, and all that. So I do not recommend that. It weighs 1 gram less, so pretty much the same thing on how heavy it is. So that is something good. So if you have a 15, do not upgrade to a 16. If you have a 14, do not upgrade to a 16. So yeah, that's the 16. Now let's check out the 16 series here. The Apple iPhone 16 Plus has a 6.7 inch. They both do same display, same megapixels, 1000 nits, all that, 8 gigabytes of RAM also. So that is something really great. Yeah. So really good stats from this phone right here. And comparing it to the 15, you're gonna have the same display again, the same pixels, same everything, same size, pretty much same camera, maybe a bit better on the 16. Um, and that's pretty much it from that phone. And say the RAM is better again. So the 15 had a 6 GB of RAM and 8 GB of RAM on the 16 Plus. Everything good. Like it has a 25-watt charging. This one has 15, so you're probably gonna get a better charging capacity. The phone has a really big battery, 300 plus, more than the 15. So that is something also great to see on that phone. But I still don't recommend you getting the fifth. If you have the 15, don't get the 16, even the 14, maybe 13, maybe just maybe. But still, really good phone. But could have been better also. Now we're gonna jump into the 16 Pro. This is where the phone, it's a bit way more different. So as you see here, 16 Pro has a 6.3-inch display, while the 50 Pro has a 6.1-inch. So it's a tiny bit bigger than the 15 Pro. 6.3-inch and more pixels, a better display, more nits, and yeah, so you're gonna get a better screen on the 16 Pro here. 48 megapixel, same thing, same recording, maybe a bit better on the camera also. 8 GB of RAM, also 8 GB of RAM. A better battery, and that's pretty much it. So if you have a 15, I still don't recommend getting the 6 because it's only you're gonna pay way more. Plus, you're gonna have a better battery and a better display. That's all. Same RAM, maybe just a tiny bit better on the 16 Pro, but still 15 Pro, keep it. It's still better than the 16 Pro. Alright, now the big guns here, 15 Pro Max and 16 Pro Max. Again, 6.9-inch display, a really big upgrade from the 15 Pro Max with a 6.7. This one is a 6.9, so you're getting a really massive screen in this one. 48 megapixels, 120 hertz. Brightness is the same. RAM is the same thing as 15 Pro. It's a bit better on the chipset, but same RAM you're getting. 4,685 milliamp hours, 4,441. So you're getting around 200 more milliamp hours more than the 16. And they're pretty much both the same. As the price, don't get it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for today's video. The 16 Pro are a bit better, but we're still seeing all the 16 series has 8 gigabytes of RAM. Let's move on to 12 gigs of RAM, hopefully from next year. That's what I expect from Apple, and more hertz on the displays. 120 is good, keep that, but for the 16 plus and normal 16, please add 120 hertz. Everyone wants it, so 12 gigabytes of RAM we want, and 120 hertz, and the phone will pretty much be perfect. So I hope they add that in the next year of iPhones. And that is your 2024 iPhones, and I'll guys catch you in the next one. Peace.